Tener razón. Tener razón is another amazing phrase that means to be right. Tener razón. If you want to use this phrase, you need to know the conjugation of the verb tener. Yo tengo, tú tienes, él tiene, and it means to have. Razón, la razón is a noun and it means reason, okay? Reason. But in this situation, we're talking as, we're considering this as a sentence, as a phrase, tener razón, and that means to be right. Now, let's look at some examples using this phrase. Oops, not that. Tienes razón. ¿Me perdonas? Tienes razón. ¿Me perdonas? This means you're right. Can you forgive me? Tienes razón. ¿Me perdonas? Tú tienes. Okay, tú tienes. We don't need tú. You can say it in this situation, but you don't need to. We need tienes, and that means you are razón, right? Tienes razón, you're right. And then we have the question, ¿me perdonas? ¿Me perdonas? And this means, can you forgive me? ¿Me perdonas? Okay. It's not a literal translation. Me means me, okay? Perdonas comes from the verb perdonar, which means to forgive. So when you say, can you forgive me in Spanish, a common way to say that is me perdonas, me perdonas. Okay, so it's not a literal translation at all. Let's look at another example using tener razón. Tener razón. Tenía razón al no decirte nada. Tenía razón al no decirte nada. Siempre te enojas. Tenía razón al no decirte nada. Siempre te enojas. It happens, right? It happens. So let's see what this means. I was right not to tell you anything. You always get angry. Ooh, okay, so maybe someone had an argument, right? Maybe a couple had an argument and someone is saying, tenía razón al no decirte nada, siempre te enojas. I was right not to tell you anything, you always get angry. Okay, so tenía, yo tenía, that means I was in the situation, razón, right? Yo tenía razón. We don't need yo, but we need tenía. Tenía razón. I was right. Al no decirte nada. Not to tell you anything. Okay? Al is actually two words. And it's like saying a él, al, okay? Even though it makes not much sense in this situation, the translation, al to the, okay? To the. Al no decirte nada. What does this mean? Al no decirte nada. When you say al no, that means not to, okay? Not to, al no. So if you want to say, for example, if you want to say not to tell you anything, you will say al no, and then you need to say decirte, okay? Decirte, and then nada. Nada means nothing or anything. Al no decirte nada means not to tell you anything, okay? And then we have the phrase siempre te enojas. Siempre means always. Tú te enojas. We don't need tú, but we need te enojas. Okay? And that means you get angry. Tú te enojas. You get angry. Or just te enojas means you get angry. So it's a very interesting phrase for sure. Tener razón means to be right. And you need to know the conjugation of the verb tener if you want to use this phrase in Spanish. It's a really, really good one. It's a very common one as well.